Okay, how you doing? This is going to be about the Tin Hi-Fi T5. So, real quick, here's the box. Open up, open up. So that's a real simple case. IEMs are here. Comes with it actually comes with metal filters, which I don't know how well you can see that, but these are really nice. Way better filters than I've seen with some others where they just use little cutout pieces of paper. Move that aside. Let's leave it over there. Comes with this case, which I actually really like this case. It is both attractive. It is white, so it's going to get dirty kind of easy. It's already a little dirty. I've actually used these quite a bit for several months now. Actually, more than that. I feel kind of bad. These were sent to me by a company called I think it's pronounced Aoshida. And it's like I'm guessing like a Linsole or a Hi-Fi Go or any one of those. I don't know where they're at. Let me see if I can take a quick look. They're in China. That's what it looks like, at least. I could be wrong, but it looks like they're in China. If I am wrong, please forgive me, Aoshida. Sorry about that. Anyway, they sent me this. I think they're trying to, I've never heard of them before. I think they're trying to build their company and their brand, right? So they sent me this and asked me to review it, and they gave me a link and all that kind of stuff. So just so you know, because I don't want you to think I'm, the truth about how I got these. I've got a bunch of tips and stuff in there because I've been using these a lot, and I've been trying different tips. I really like these. I really like them a lot, actually. They're not detail monsters. So let's get a little close-up look there. Kind of see how that looks. Take this off. They are a bit bulky, but they fit pretty nice. They come with this cable, which I actually really like. It's this part screws off. It's the way it's constructed. You can actually fix it if it breaks inside of there, but it's actually a pretty decent. Okay, they're not fancy or anything, but they seem to be constructed well. They're nice. The IEM cable connector fits all the way down, and like when I complained about the new version of the Hannah, where it kind of sits out of there a little bit. It's all the same color, which I like. They color match that. The cable's thin, but nice. There's nothing wrong with this cable. I actually like the cable. It doesn't tangle real easy. It's easy to pull and it just straightens right out. It's got a nice end there. It's got a really nice centerpiece here too. It's kind of metal and sturdy, and I like that. So the cable's fine. The tips it comes with, decent selection, just like all of them nowadays. They give you some foam ones, some polyurethane ones, some rubber ones, or whatever. So it comes with a bunch. I tried a bunch of different ones. I ended up using these. They're kind of these like I think they're Sendy. I think that might be what they're called. They're Sendy. They're like a sticky kind of rubber almost, and they fit really good. The reason I like these is not only did they sound good when I was testing them out, but they really held them in my ear because these were a little bit big and my ears are a little small. So it made them stick really well and be pretty comfortable. So on to sound. All right. So Yo-Yo Ma Trappings from the song is Trappings from the Not Our First Goat Rodeo album. Stage was okay. It was good. Not super wide, which is kind of a weird thing about these. Some songs, they felt really deep and big, like I was in a hall. It was a strange effect. And at first, I really liked it. I was like, what the heck are these things doing? The stage and the effect that these had. But on that song, the stage wasn't as big or pronounced. And it was like that. It was like one song was huge stage and another one was compressed. And I can't figure out exactly what that means as far as the way these are tuned, or maybe it's the type of drivers they use. It's maybe it's the crossover inside. I'm not sure which it is. But that song was the stage was good, and I would say for this price category of $129, which is what it costs right now, that is more than good enough for that price category. Voices are very smooth. The vocals are very smooth, and there was no sibilance at all in these, which I really liked. The detail was good. It wasn't the best detail. I said the new version of the Hannah actually has better detail retrieval, um, but it's still good enough. Unless you're someone that likes super technical detail retrieval, right? Then these you might want to look elsewhere, but they're still good. Um, there's a bit of grain detected in the vocal passages on that trapping song. Some of the vocals, I could hear this grain in it when the group was singing in unison. So basically, when all three were singing at the same time, that's where I can kind of hear this grainy effect come through. But it wasn't super pronounced. It was there. Bass line was super good. These have really good bass. I shouldn't say really good. They have a strong bass at times that can be boomy and a little unrealistic, but at least they have bass, which some IEMs, for whatever reason, don't have any. So I like that part. Beyonce, Hold Up from the Lemonade album. Surprisingly, the first cymbal strike in the song was really good and really stood out. It had a really good decay, I guess you'd call it, or kind of an echo to it, and it just sounded good, really good. And that was a song where these things sounded really big, like the stage on them. There's no sibilance at all. Bass was actually really good on that song on these IEMs. It was tight and it was not boomy, which is the opposite of how it was on some other songs. The voice was very smooth, so the mids were good. They were not too forward, although a little forward sometimes. They felt pretty much okay. They felt where they were supposed to be at, I guess, but they were very smooth, and I enjoyed listening to female vocals, especially on these. Imaging was good, was actually really good. Timbre wasn't the best. Timbre was okay, but definitely the imaging was, as far as like being able to tell who's where or what's where, that was really good. That three-dimensional effect you get from something that has good imaging and really good timbre, it didn't quite have that, but it was still decent. Amy Winehouse, Now You Know, live at the BBC. Good detail, and the timbre actually was really good too. Right away I noticed it. I was surprised with that one. Imaging felt a little tight, like a little bunched up, not as big and wide as it should have been. It felt like all the instruments were on the stage or the room that they're playing in, the band's playing in. You could tell it's a big room. It sounds like that in here, but the instruments felt kind of compressed and close together. So however that is being worked out through the tuning of this, I don't really know, but that's how it felt when I was listening to it. But the electric guitar stood out to me on that song. There's an electric guitar that plays in there, and it's kind of an old school electric guitar. I'm trying to think of I guess you could say like a jazz guitar. And it sounded really good. Right when it played, I was like, oh, wait, I need to go back. And I listened to it like several times because it was almost a little like unsettling. It was like really realistic, and it stood out. I really liked it, actually. So I think on IEMs at this price point, this song, Amy Winehouse, Now You Know, it sounded the best on these at this price point of any of the IEMs I've tested. And it's a funny song, that Amy Winehouse, which is why I like to listen to it for testing, is that some headphones and some IEMs, it sounds really good on, and most others it doesn't. It sounds weak or thin. I don't know how to explain it. It just does not sound, it's like something I want to keep listening to. With these, I wanted to keep listening. In fact, I kind of forgot I was testing, and I started just listening and enjoying it because it really sounded that good. Hunting High and Low from Aha, MTV live recording. It felt a little grainy at the beginning with the guitar. There's a guitar strumming, electric guitar. Well, it's not electric. I think it is acoustical guitar, and with a pickup mic inside of it. It felt grainy. That's all I can really explain. It sounded okay, but it had this grain to it. His vocals were very smooth. The waver sounded very pleasing in his voice. It was spot on, and it wasn't grainy, which is weird that the guitar was and his voice wasn't. The detail was excellent for that song, and the stage was really good, which is something that song can really represent well if you're listening to it on the right equipment. The piano sounded good. The timbre was off a bit on the piano. Like, I knew, the piano being played. I have a piano right here next to me. Is my dad's. My dad was a professional musician. So I know kind of how a piano's supposed to sound, and when the timbre is right, it kind of triggers something in my mind, and I get that realistic imaging going on with the piano. I didn't get that with this. It sounded good, but it just didn't give me that. Using these earbuds to get a good fit is what helped it to sound that good. Other earbuds that I tried on here or tips, it didn't sound very good at all. But with these, it really came out on that song. Um, the last song that I would say that I tried was from the Truth About Charlie album, which is a soundtrack from the movie. And there's a song, it's a Spanish title, is De Cara a la Pared. And there's this, I like that song for two reasons. If it's presented correctly, it's just, there's something about it I really enjoy, and I can just forget about what I'm listening to equipment wise, and I want to keep on hearing the song. In the beginning of that song, there's raindrops and they're hitting a tin roof, and there's feet splashing or foot splashing in the water, and then that splashing turns into the tempo beat of the song, right? And it kind of goes along with it. It's very cool, actually. And on the right equipment, both with timbre and imaging and all that, it can sound pretty amazing. So I could hear the detail of the water and the dripping down. I couldn't really hear. I should say this: the timbre was really good. I could hear the detail of it hitting the metal roof, and of the water and the puddle splashing. I didn't hear like the shoe splashing in there like I do when I'm listening with some other IEMs. I recently listened to much more expensive, the Canera Nana 2.0, and holy smokes, it's like there's someone standing in front of me splashing water with their foot. I mean, you can really hear it. With these, the timbre was good. It just wasn't like that. Of course, those are, $900 more than these are. The bass was very good. It wasn't perfect, but it was just about right. Mids felt a bit forward on that song, but still it was a real pleasure to listen to. So, what would be my conclusion on these? In the end, I would say that I really enjoyed these. Right away, they had this kind of unique tuning. Every so often I come across a set that has a kind of unique tuning, and it makes me want to listen to it more. And it may not be exactly that, it's perfect and the timbre is perfect and all that kind of stuff, but there's something unique about it. These kind of have that uniqueness because they have that weird stage effect that on some songs felt like I was in an auditorium, which I really like that. It's cool. It's a cool effect. It makes me want to go and listen to music over that I haven't heard in a while that I know will possibly have that effect. So, could I recommend these at $129? I'm going to say, yeah. I'm going to say that, yeah, they're worth the $129. There is better to be had for less money, though, if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. So you might get these, though, and go, wow, this is all I need. This is great. Because for $129, you do get a lot. This case is really nice. I haven't seen a case like this with any other IEMs. Well, I should say that this reminds me of the case that came with my Sonys. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of that case. Maybe it's even the same manufacturer. I don't know, but it's definitely a nice case. Cable's good. Tip selection's good. I guess the box is fine. I don't care about the box. They could ship it to me in this wrapped in bubble wrap, and I'd be like 100% fine with that. Yeah, I think that they're worth the $129 for sure. Definitely effort went into tuning these. See, the thing is, with a lot of IEMs I get, and I listen to a lot of different ones, and I don't even do reviews on all of them. I have a couple manufacturers, because I told you this was sent to me, right? And you might be thinking, oh, he's shilling these things. He wants to keep his relationship. Not really. I've gotten 3 other sets just in the last month from manufacturers, emails from them saying, hey, where's our review? We can't wait to see it. And I know they're kind of pressuring me, but trying to be nice. And I had to respond to 2 of them and say, you're not going to see a review. And I told them, I'll do a review if you want, but these things were so freaking horrible, I will not recommend them to anywhere. Not these, some other IEMs that I was listening to. And I haven't heard a word from them. I said, if you want them back, I'll send them to you, but I'm not doing a review. And so, because why am I going to waste my time telling you guys that something is so terrible, it's just not worth the money? I mean, I guess I could. I don't see being super negative if I don't have to. What I don't like is when a manufacturer makes a bunch of good stuff, really nice stuff, like well-tuned, good quality, and then they put out something that's crap, like what Tanschim did with the original Hannah. Like, why would they do that? They've got something that sounds fantastic in the Oxygen. Why would they mess with that and make something terrible like the original, the first Hannah? Second Hannah, they improved quite a bit, but what a misstep, and how much money did they lose doing that in their reputation and whatnot? So that's the kind of thing that you would see me do a video on. But these are well made. They've got, everything about them is good. I think for $129, you couldn't have got something 3 years ago at $129 that sounded anywhere near the way these sound. I think it's a good deal. And you'll have them for a long time. They seem to be well built. I have quite a few Tin Hi-Fi products. All of them are sturdy and good. I've had several for like 2-3 years, and I use them and they're fine. There's no problems with it at all. So I kind of trust their product line. So whether you buy it from this company or not, but I'll put a link to them, since they did send me these. That was nice of them to do that. And I don't know if I have to send them back or not. I need to look at their instructions, but it's this company called Aoshita. So Tin Hifi T5 recommended. Yes, I think for $129, they're worth the money. They do sound really good. Well, I hope this video helps you somehow. You guys have a great day.